I know we've all heard that jobs aren't hiring, but that's not true. Jobs are hiring. It's just the shitty ones. The ones that you cannot buy a house with, the one that you can't get approved for a car loan with. Majority of the jobs available are $15 to $20 an hour. And in most cities in this country, two people living together making $15, $20 an hour still do not have a chance in hell of buying a home.
Well, you should just get a better paying job then, mister.
You mean like those fancy tech jobs like Google, Microsoft? Oh yeah, they're just laying off hundreds of thousands of people.
Well, maybe you just need a better work ethic, mister.
Yeah, like millions of people aren't already working two jobs living in their damn car. Hate to break it to the older audience, man, it's not how it used to be. When I was a kid, my dad was a welder. He supported me and my mom. My mom didn't even work, she stayed at home. We lived in a nice sized house. We had everything we needed. He was a welder. Good luck making that happen nowadays. Even living in a one-bedroom apartment. 20 years ago, making $20 an hour, you were set. You're ready to start a family, buy a house. Congratulations, kid, you made it. People don't understand that 70% of this country doesn't make 70K a year. Do you know what the average home price in the United States is? Oh, around $400,000. Do you know how much you need to make annually to be able to afford a $400,000 home? Between $100,000 and $135,000 per year to afford your average home in the United States. So there you go. We're in a very shitty place in this country. Most people have no chance of buying a home. So many people are doing the right thing. They're going to college, they're getting their degree, and they're not getting hired. They're getting nowhere. They're working at the freaking Walmart. They feel like they've been tricked and they've been sold a lie. And I can't blame them. Let's get into it.
I'm to the point, I miss the days when you had to just go into a physical location, fill out an application, and you had one interview, you sat down, you talked to the freaking owner of the business, and at the end of it, you were offered a job or you were told no. I mean, I miss those days. Why in the flying do we have, why is it the way that it is today? I mean, two interviews and the questions that are asked, my goodness, I have never been asked such stupid ass questions in my entire life. The lady literally asked me, are you kind? What the fuck? How does, like, what the fuck? How does, I don't understand. I'm going crazy. Like, are you guys hiring or not? Just, it's that simple. I'm fed the up. I'm fed the fuck up, and I know I cannot be the only one fed the fuck up with the job market and how things are operating today. It's just,
you guys, the job market is literally insane right now because I have used every single connection I have made since starting my professional career, even like college connections. I have messaged every single person that I can possibly think of. I've emailed recruiters that I've talked to years ago about jobs at like previous companies that I was interviewing for. I've even cold emailed recruiters that I found like on LinkedIn, and I'm like, I don't know what is going on here, but I can't even get like an initial interview and I'll be extremely qualified for the job or even overqualified for the job. And I'm like that desperate. I'm just like, I think people are preying on the fact that we're all that desperate. I don't know what to do. Every time I apply for something, I make sure my resume is fully tailored to that job. I make sure there's keywords in there that match the job description perfectly. And I literally, even I'll have like initial phone calls with people and they'll be like, don't worry, like if we proceed or don't proceed, we'll let you know otherwise. We won't ghost you. They've all ghosted me. I'm like, don't even tell me that. And then another company I was interviewing for, it was like an initial HR interview. She was like, oh my God, I'm so excited to get you in front of the team, yada, yada. And I followed up with her like a week later when she said she would get back to me. And when I emailed her a couple hours later, I got an automated response saying they are moving forward with other candidates that are more like the experience is more closely aligned to what they're looking for. I'm like, what are you looking for then? How are people finding jobs unless they're taking jobs that have crap pay and are just sticking it out and have multiple jobs?
Yeah, get your financial houses in order. Because listen, I worked in corporate America 41 years. I've been laid off, reassigned, relocated, demoted, reorganized, all that stuff. And there's some things that are pretty common in corporate America, right? So right now you see the big companies like Amazon and UPS announcing layoffs, and Microsoft and a few others. Okay, the next wave is the smaller companies. They're not small like a mom and pop store. They're just smaller than Fortune 10, Fortune 50, like they're Fortune 500 or Fortune 1000. But they employ a lot of people, and layoffs are like dance fads. They just get popular all of a sudden. And companies, these smaller companies will be like, listen, these big companies take the hit in the media, we can start laying off people too. Because what happens is companies can make their books look better by the end of the year if they get rid of salaries and benefits. And then that prepares them for a first quarter. And they think, well, if we could start fast in the first quarter, we can get a lot of things. We can get our money to look good and blah, blah, blah. And then in January, they'll be like, oh, you know what? We didn't get out to the good start that we thought. They start laying off again in February. So if you are in corporate America right now, I am just saying, get your financial house in order, because the big companies are the first wave, the medium companies are the second wave, and smaller companies are the third wave. And we're still in that first wave and it's not finished. And unfortunately, as an employee, you don't have any control over that. You don't. I mean, there's a little bit of things you could do. You could be a good employee and be productive and all this kind of stuff, good reviews. But a lot of times, it won't even matter. They're just cutting numbers, and your name is just one of those numbers. So maybe there is a storm coming. Wall Street and the White House doesn't matter, because those companies make money regardless, because the institutional investors will see to it, right? Will see to it, but they don't see to the employees. They will cheer. You see Amazon stock and those stocks of those companies, when they announce layoffs, their stock go up because the investors are happy that they're getting rid of salaries and benefits. So I think we're in for a bumpy ride, and I think this is the first wave. So do what you can to make sure you're prepared for the second and third wave, because that's when it hits most Americans.
The job market right now is so trash that you might as well just stay at that shitty job that you hate until you get like another job locked in. So up until last week, I was unemployed for about 2 months, and I applied to about 10, 15 different places. And out of those 15 places, I heard back from maybe only 1 or 2 places. The rest, I didn't get no call, no emails, nothing. And when I had a job, I would see people come on here all the time talking about how the job market's shitty, that it sucks. And I really thought they were just talking. I didn't think it was true until I actually was unemployed and was looking for jobs. That it hit me. It was like, damn, bro, they really ain't lying.
I have 2 bachelor's degrees, but I'm currently unemployed and I'm trying to find a job and I'm not able to find a job. I feel like if you are not currently looking for a job right now in today's job market, then you will not understand how actually hard it is to find a decent paying job. Even if you have all the credentials, I have 2 degrees, I have experience, I have a good resume, I have it all, and I'm still not able to find anything. And people ask me, like, what do you want to do? Like, what's your, like, dream career? What's your dream job? And honestly, I don't have one.
If you are in the job market currently and looking for work and you are over the age of 40, I think you need to know something about what I believe companies are doing. My husband has been looking for work, and he's had plenty of interviews, but 3 of these interviews have stuck out to me. And the reason is because they've gone all the way through like 5th round interviews and 6th round interviews. During these interviews, each company has asked him to solve a hypothetical situation for their company and asked him to present to their C-suite executives how they would solve this. What type of strategy would they use? Would he use? That type of thing. So he'll, spend a week creating a deck and get into the interview, and the CEO's there and the hiring manager, and then like 10 other people are there, and everybody's really engaged and they ask a ton of questions and things like that. So my husband thinks the interview went really well, and then they'll say, okay, we'll have a decision by the end of the week and we'll let you know either way. And my husband's like, great. And then the end of the week comes, nothing. He's completely ghosted, and he'll follow up with them and say, you know, via email or whatever, because obviously you don't have phone numbers, and they don't respond at all. And this has happened to him 3 different times.
2026 has not been good. Every new jobs report, the numbers are getting worse and worse. People can't find jobs, or at least find jobs with a living wage. And with the price of everything going sky high in the last few years, combine that with people not being hired, people being laid off, this isn't going to end well. We went from a country where if you worked a full-time job, you could at least afford rent. If you wanted to put in some overtime, that's where you can move up and buy a house. But now, some people are working a full-time job and overtime and a second job and living in their car. We have a bad job market. We have the corporate world being replaced by AI, manufacturing jobs being replaced by AI. Even damn Uber drivers are getting replaced by self-driving vehicles. And combine that with layoffs and increase in cost of living, we're headed for a shit show, people. As always, thank you guys for watching, and until next time.